We have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man to go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queens.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
I'm
Queen.
getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Madam VP Harris, I'm worried about the election. Women's reproductive rights are on the line. Our Supreme Court is on the line. Our basic freedoms are being tested, Madam VP. I know you've been traveling across the country. What are you hearing?
Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets. And let me tell you, you're right, Taraji. There is so much at stake in this moment. The majority of us believe in freedom and equality. But these extremists, as they say, they're not like us.
They not.
There's a full-on attack on our fundamental freedoms. The freedom to vote.
Yep.
The freedom to love who you love, the freedom to be safe from gun violence, the freedom for a woman to make decisions about her own body, not having her government tell her what to do.
I don't feel no ways tired. I come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me.
You all helped us win in 2020, and we're going to do it again in 2024.
All right, look at Kamala getting it, honey. All right, Pearlie said she looked stupid. That was Kamala from the block. Please pay attention. Now, I just wanted you all to hear her talking in her Southern accent, and then also how she was trying to talk so hip-hop and ebonics when she told Taraji, she said, girl, I'm out here in these streets. They not like us. Hip-hop kabammy. Let's get into it. Okay, Reggie said, I just threw up in my throat watching kabammy. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you all for tuning in once again to the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur. And this is the second dose of your daily vitamins. Okay, so let's get into it because the streets are out here singing. They say that Kabami seems to have hijacked, says she seems to have hijacked Trump's tax tips plan. Okay, the idea that Trump came up with back in June, I think it was, when he was talking about no taxes for your tips. And so Kabami announced that that's her plan the other day. So let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Okay, Vice President Kamala Harris rolled out a promise to stop out taxes on tips during a campaign stop in Las Vegas on Saturday, prompting former President Donald Trump to rip her for copying one of his signature proposals. Okay, we're about to get into it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. All right, and please double check to make sure you're still subscribed if you haven't been receiving those notifications, especially. Okay, so let's see who is all up in here. Let's see who is all up in here. Hold on. I accidentally called somebody, honey. Let me just tell this person. Just text them real quick. Tell them it was an accident. Okay, now, with that all being said, it's all nefarious. Okay, it is all nefarious. Let's see who's in here. DJ Big Six, Pearly, Myth King, the Dean, Juju B is here. All right, Christy One Love, 169, AJ Matthews, all hell no. Okay, Juju said the queen is queen, and thank you, beloved. Okay, well, that all been said, Priscilla Laverne, all right. Rafaela is here. Okay, so let's get into it. Courtney J, Just Biz is in the house. Tikoa Israel, Chris B. Okay, Christopher Perkins, Antoinette, Khalid Herleem, Laverne, Vino X. All right, y'all know I love me some loyal royals. All right, shout out to everyone in the chat, and shout out to my moderators for putting in that work. Now let's get back to it. So anyway, yeah, she snatched up one of his signature proposals. Okay, so though she spent a significant portion of her talk ripping Trump, the Democratic presidential nominee regurgitated one of his signature ideas at the top of her stump speech at the battleground state. Now I want you all to pay attention, because here's the thing. When I looked into it, you know, some people are saying that the fix is in, that we already know that Kabami is going to be the president because just of how things are being said and narratives are being painted and all of that. You know, I don't know. I'm still voting for Dr. Shiva. But here's the thing. When I looked into this about her stealing his tax tips idea, they were reporting it like basically a lot of these publications weren't saying that she stole it. They were saying, oh, VP Harris promises no tax for tips, just like Trump, or she agrees with Trump on no tax for tips. Not saying she stole it, okay? I just want y'all to pay attention. But anyway, I digress. But the New York Post called it for what it is, all right? So anyway, I'm going to go to the footage. Now, they say Trump has been touting the same idea since before Harris even entered the race. He immediately called out the former California prosecutor for pandering to the crowd in Nevada, which has one of the highest concentrations of tipped workers in the country. That's why she stole it and took it there. Okay, saying Kamala Harris, whose honeymoon period is ending and is starting to get hammered in the polls, just copied my no taxes on tips policy. Okay, that's what he wrote on Truth Social, saying the difference is she won't do it. She just wants it for political purposes. This is a Trump idea. She has no idea. She can only steal from me. Okay, now the ex-president first publicly unveiled the proposal during his own campaign stop in Nevada in June before Harris replaced President Biden on the Democratic ticket. Now, Trump later said that he was inspired to add the policy to his campaign after meeting a waiter in Nevada who lost a hefty portion of her tips to taxes. Okay, so he says Harris seemingly refuted the idea that Trump would follow through with that promise. She accused him of only serving the wealthiest of Americans, saying that if elected, Donald Trump intends to give tax breaks to billionaires and corporations. So let's talk about it. Okay, it likes up. So it says, sounds like a positive thing. I mean, it's the same thing Trump said, isn't it? That's what Tammy Campa, who earlier in her career was a busser at Circus. This is what she told the Post. It sounds like a good idea, but isn't that Trump's? Okay, others in the audience expressed more confidence in the vice president that she would deliver on the no tax tips promise. Well, you know, somebody says, he said it. This is what local retiree Verrill Jackson said. But you know, you can't believe everything that comes out of Trump's mouth. Now, the Harris Waltz campaign estimated that 12,000 people attended the Saturday event, even though the top tier of the arena was closed off to attendees, leaving an estimated 25% of it unavailable or unable to be filled. Now, the host stadium of the University of Nevada's Thomas and Mack Center can fit up to 19,500. Campaign spokespeople said they turned away another 4,000 waiting in line to enter because they were becoming ill while enduring the record-breaking 120-degree heat. The visit marks the last stop of a series of visits for the Democratic ticket to battleground states. Now, in the past week, Harris and Walz visited Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan, followed by Arizona and Nevada on Friday, 5 states that could be essential in a November win. In 2020, President Biden narrowly beat Republican Donald Trump by 2.4 percentage points in Nevada. The Las Vegas rally came on the heels of an endorsement of the Culinary Union, Nevada's largest labor union. All right, so what y'all think about that? Because I find it interesting because we've been talking about how Harris hasn't named or listed any policies or issues. She's only just been laughing and kikiing and all of that. But so now she lists one, and it happens to be one that Trump already proposed. Now, with that all being said, people have been dragging her all online, okay, specifically on TikTok. Okay, so let's go to one of those videos.
Hey, let's all congratulate Kamala Harris on releasing her first campaign policy.
Eliminate taxes on tips for service and hospitality workers.
Okay, first of all, it's hospitality, not hospitality. Second, I think I've heard that policy before.
When I get to office, we are going to not charge taxes on tips. I'm also doing no tax on tips. I will eliminate taxes on tips for restaurant workers and hospitality workers.
Kamala, completely forgetting the fact that you just ripped that off of the Trump campaign, I also have a hard time believing you because you did this while you were in office. In fact, you did this just last year. Literally last year, your administration introduced a program to track cash tips, to make sure that people were paying taxes on their cash tips. So why did you introduce this last year if you were planning on having no tax on tips? Kind of weird to put that in place and then be like, oh, I didn't even want to tax tips. Seems like a lot of wasted money. Oh, wait, I know what happened. Trump said it. It was really popular and you couldn't think of anything yourself. So you just stole it from him. You just copied his shit. What are you going to do next? Make America great again?
Yeah, so people have really been dragging her about that. You know, I don't know if she's actually going to do it. I don't know if Trump was actually going to do it at the end of the day, but it was his idea. Now, with that all being said, I find it interesting because they did, in fact, propose last year taxes on tips, the Biden administration, tracking them for the IRS. And let's not forget how they said if you make more than $600, I think if you make $600 or more, the Biden administration wanted that to be reported to the IRS. Okay. And so, yeah, clearly they wanted to tax us. I don't know how she made such a drastic change. I just don't believe her. Okay. Please pay attention. And then also let's talk about how Ricky Smiley and others, Reggie said, sounds like bait to me. Exactly. Okay, exactly. Okay, Pearlie says, what's funny to me is she has been a vice president for almost 4 years and she hasn't done shite. She will not do anything as president, especially for melanated people. Wake up. Exactly. I mean, she's had a chance to do some of the things that she's already saying and she hasn't done anything. So I find it all interesting and quite frankly nefarious. But let's not forget how Ricky Smiley and D.L. Hughley were saying that, you know, people need to do real research. And they were saying that she didn't lock up thousands of black men and all of this. And D.L. Hughley apologized and said that he thought she locked up all these black men for marijuana and it was all BS. But so with that all being said, let's go to the debate from 2020 when Tulsi Gabbard told her to her face or said to her face that she locked up these people for marijuana and then laughed about it. Okay. And then Kamala's response.
She put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
As the elected Attorney General of California, I did the work of significantly reforming the criminal justice system of a state of 40 million people, which became a national model for the work that needs to be done. And I am proud of that work. And I am proud of making a decision to not just give fancy speeches or be in a legislative body and give speeches on the floor, but actually doing the work of being in the position to use the power that I had to reform a system that is badly in need of reform. That is why we created initiatives that were about reentering former offenders and getting them counseling. It is why, and because I know that criminal justice system is so broken, that I am an advocate for what we need to do to not only decriminalize, but legalize marijuana in the United States.
I want to.
But in the meantime, lock people up and she smokes it, listening to Tupac and Snoop. Isn't that what she lied and said on the Breakfast Club? Please pay attention. Okay, I find it all so nefarious and clearly egregious is all I'm saying. Now, with that all being said, hold on, beloveds, because I have a whole lot of videos here and I don't want to get confused. So now, with that all being said, let's go to this footage where they claim that Kabami and them had a fake crowd. I don't know, but let's get into it.
Look at this picture. Does it look real? This is a photo from a Kamala Harris campaign event that has a lot of people calling BS. They say it's clearly fake, but the campaign is saying not so fast. When you look closely, it appears that everyone's phone is recording something different than a plane on a tarmac. Pretty weird, right? And when you look at the reflection off of the plane, you don't see the crowds in that reflection. Not to mention, several AI detection tools show that there is a high likelihood that the image is somewhat artificial. So a lot of people called this out pretty quickly. But after Trump posted the photo and called the crowd fake, the Kamala HQ said this is an actual photo of a 15,000 person crowd. So what about the inconsistencies? Well, Spectrum News says it appears the photo was in fact real, though it's possible it was digitally edited. So while it is true that a lot of people were there at this political event, as proven by this video and media outlets who were in attendance, the altering or editing of the particular photo in question still remains a bit uncertain. But who do you think will win in November? Let me know below.
I don't know. What do you all think? It's going to be disastrous either way as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, here's what J.D. Vance had to say when he was questioned about Kabami.
Do you believe Kamala Harris is black?
I believe that Kamala Harris is whatever she says she is, but I believe importantly that President Trump is right that she's a chameleon. She pretends to be one thing in front of one audience. She pretends to be something different in front of another audience. She only speaks to voters behind a teleprompter. Everything is scripted. She doesn't have her policy positions out there. And I think that's what President Trump is getting at. This is a fundamentally fake person. She's different depending on who she's in front of.
With respect, you changed your position on an important thing, which is Donald Trump.
Of course I did.
And so why are you not a chameleon?
Because, Dana, I've explained to the American people what's different. People change their minds when the facts change, they should, but if you want to be the people's vice president or president, you should have to stand before an interviewer and say, this is why I changed my mind. For example, the media said Donald Trump accused all Mexicans of being rapists and criminals. You actually look at what he said, he did not say that at all. And I think it's important when you see something, you change your mind, and that's all I've done.
You might have seen a few people showed up in Philadelphia the other night. And then 10,000 plus walked into a field in western Wisconsin. And then on Wednesday, the largest crowd of the campaign showed up in Detroit, Michigan. But Arizona just couldn't leave it alone, could you? You know, it's not as if anybody cares about crowd sizes or anything. So. Wow.
We just want fairness. We want dignity for all people. We want to recognize the right all people have to freedom and liberty, to make choices, especially those that are about heart and home.
We have a lot of bad things coming up. You could end up in a depression of the 1929 variety, which would be a devastating thing, took many years, took decades to recover from it. And we're very close to that, and we're very close to a world war. In my opinion, we're very close to a world war.
And we know
We are a work in progress. We haven't yet quite reached all of those ideals, but we will die trying because we love our country and we believe.
We have a very, very sick country right now. You saw the other day with the stock market crashing. That was just the beginning. That was just the beginning. It's going to get worse. It's going to get a lot worse.
That's a big part of this campaign. You know, when you know what you stand for, you know what to fight for. We know what we stand for, and we stand for the people. And we stand for the dignity of work. And we stand for freedom. We stand for justice. We stand for equality.
Some of your allies have expressed concern that you're not taking this very seriously, particularly at a time where there's enthusiasm on the other side. Why haven't you been campaigning this?
Because I'm leading by a lot and because I'm letting their convention go through, and I am campaigning a lot.
Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Do you believe Kamala Harris is black?
I believe that Kamala Harris is whatever she says she is, but I believe importantly that President Trump is right that she's a chameleon. She pretends to be one thing in front of one audience. She pretends to be something different in front of another audience. She only speaks to voters behind a teleprompter. Everything is scripted. She doesn't have her policy positions out there. And I think that's what President Trump is getting at. This is a fundamentally fake person. She's different depending on who she's in front of.
With respect, you changed your position on an important thing, which is Donald Trump.
Of course I did.
And so why are you not a chameleon?
Because, Dana, I've explained to the American people what's different. People change their minds when the facts change, they should, but if you want to be the people's vice president or president, you should have to stand before an interviewer and say, this is why I changed my mind. For example, the media said Donald Trump accused all Mexicans of being rapists and criminals. You actually look at what he said, he did not say that at all. And I think it's important when you see something, you change your mind, and that's all I've done.
Look, if he is elected, Donald Trump intends to give tax breaks to billionaires and big corporations. He intends to cut Social Security and Medicare. He intends to surrender our fight against the climate crisis, and he intends to end the Affordable Care Act. You know what? If you want Donald Trump to win, then say that, otherwise I'm speaking.
Okay, so there you all heard it. What do y'all think? What do y'all have to say about it? Vance ain't spew one lie. It's the darn truth. Siri, play Chameleon by Culture Club. Not Culture Club. Mr. Elevation said Kabami. Hold on.
Find Chameleon by Culture Club.
Oh my God, Siri, shut up.
You can ask me to play.
First of all, sorry, guys. Oh, with that all being said, hold on. I lost my the comment I was about to read. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Okay, so Laverne says we don't care about a women's choice, Shite Kabami. Okay, at the end of the day. And she didn't have that same energy when they were mandating us, everybody, to get that venom. Okay, please pay attention. Okay, Pearlie said this whole government is a joke, Queen. Oh, I absolutely believe it. Okay, Dan said, I'm not going to say the name, but it's all up in your business. Okay, right. Okay, so anyway, Juju said she's federal. Talking about you know who. I'm not going to say her name because I don't want her to answer again. All right. And so anyway, with that all being said, let's continue. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Now listen, I'm playing. Sandra said nosy. Okay. And then listen, I'm playing all of this information so that you all can see, basically so you can be deciding what do you think about both of these two candidates. At the end of the day, I'm voting for Dr. Shiva, like I said, the only candidate who's worth being in the Oval Office as far as I'm concerned.
For the people who plan on voting for Kamala Harris this upcoming election and genuinely want her to win, I need you to beware of doing these specific things. And I'm not making this video to discourage anyone from voting for her. You're allowed to and have the right to vote for whoever you want for whatever reason you want, whether that be a good reason or a bad reason. But if you truly want someone to win an election and genuinely think they should be the president of the United States of America, you should at least have good reasons for that. With that being said, please stop giving these specific reasons as to why you think Kamala Harris should be the next president, because not only are they bad reasons, you're actually damaging her chances of winning. I'm voting blue no matter who. I'm voting for her because she's black. I'm voting for her because she's a woman. And I'm voting for her because she's a black woman. Those are obviously bad reasons as to why you think someone should be the next president, because party affiliation and random identity markers don't tell you anything about someone's ability to effectively lead a nation. But also, those are just horrible reasons to give on a strategic level, because if those become the most prominent talking points people use to advocate for Kamala Harris, those will be the exact reasons a large population of voters will vote against her. Some people already plan on not voting for her because she's a Democrat, and I'm sure there exist some people who won't vote for her because she's black or woman or both, so you're not winning those people over with these talking points. But you're also not winning over any moderates or independents or really anyone who thinks critically by presenting those as the best, most profound reasons to vote for a candidate. If anything, you make people more skeptical and hesitant to vote for your candidate by saying things like, I'm voting for her because blue, or I'm voting for her because race and gender. Also, you're adding fuel to the notion that she's an unqualified DEI hire by mentioning none of her qualifications and only focusing on her characteristics that are relevant to DEI. So if you want Kamala Harris to be the next president, your best bet is to come up with good, legitimate reasons why that should happen and make those spread like wildfire, not the bad ones.
Okay, now isn't that what I've been telling you guys? And that's why I went in on Ricky Smiley's foolish self, sitting there talking about she's a AKA and all of that, and she's going to be the first black this, sworn in by the first black that, and all of this stuff. At the end of the day, he wasn't telling us anything about her policies or any of that. Okay, just telling us basically to vote for her because she's black. Okay, which she absolutely isn't. Need I keep saying it? So with that all been said, it's just all, and he's right. That is hurting her chances, in my opinion, because if you're a person who thinks like me and you hear someone like trying to bully you, trying to shame you, trying to force and coerce you and guilt you into voting for this woman just because they say she's black, like that is just such a turnoff and just makes you feel like, I'm not going to pay her any attention. Okay, what are her qualifications? What is she going to do? What is her policy? What are her issues that she's going to focus on? So I'm sorry. That's just a bad idea. Okay, so now let's go to this video where they're talking about Trump called into Fox News and was just going on a whole rant about Kabami.
I am not joking when I say this may be the most angry I've ever heard Donald Trump. He is speaking quickly. He is out of breath. He is bouncing around from idea to idea, struggling to latch onto something he can use to attack VP Harris, something that goes against his instincts, which are telling him to just be racist or be sexist. But Donald Trump called into Fox News this morning and was ranting about Lion Kamala. That's his new nickname, but it doesn't quite have a ring to it. And he just sounds incredibly angry. Leave a like on this video if you've never heard him this out of breath. Pay close attention.
Numbers are high. They're higher than they've ever been. People don't like what they're doing. They weaponize it to go after a political opponent. Now, and she was very much in charge, and she was a prosecutor, but she was a failed prosecutor. She put a lot of people in jail that should have never been there. She put people in jail that were political enemies. She's bad news. She's a radical left, not very smart person.
Mr. President, I have another clip of Donald Trump losing his mind on VP Harris, but Donald Trump was so mad in that clip I just played. He actually deployed the Gish Gallop tactic, which is a debate tactic where you overwhelm your opponent with lie after lie. And what Donald Trump did was spew 8 or 9 lies rapid fire. You could tell he kept having to catch his breath. He kept inhaling really loudly, but everything he said was a lie. So let's go down the list really quickly. He said that Biden and Kamala weaponized the DOJ. That never happened. He was convicted by a jury of his peers. He said that Kamala was a failed prosecutor, which is a total lie. She was incredibly successful as a prosecutor prosecutor, as a DA, as an attorney general, and as a VP. Now her campaign is equally as successful. Then Donald Trump lied and claimed that Kamala put people in jail who shouldn't have been there, which is not true and is rich coming from Donald Trump, who wants to deport 11 million people, deport immigrants en masse, and jail people who dissent. He then said that she jailed political enemies. Again, that is more projection. Kamala Harris never did that. Then he said she's radical. She's really not. She's no Bernie Sanders or AOC. Not that they're radical, but I'd say they're on the farther left of the spectrum. I'd say Kamala is a center-left progressive. I mean, she's relatively progressive, but she's not far left or radical by any means. He then said she's not very smart, which is demonstrably false. You can just listen to her speak. You can look at her accomplishments. Donald Trump spewed lie after lie, and they're all so easy to debunk. But did you guys also hear some panic in his voice? Let me know in the comments if you heard some panic in his voice. This next clip I really love because Fox News shows Donald Trump, plays a clip for Donald Trump of Kamala shredding him, and Donald Trump really doesn't know how to respond. Watch.
So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type. And in this campaign, I promise you, I will proudly put my record against his any day of the week.
As the attack, what's the retort?
Well, I think it's disgusting, and I get a kick out of one thing. They say, sir, be nice. You just got hit with a bullet. Maybe he's changed. Be nice. And I'd love to be nice, but I'm dealing against real garbage. When you hear that, they've weaponized the justice system against me.
I sometimes struggle to believe that this man has so much political power in America and that he's the official Republican nominee, because he was whining in that last clip I played, and he sounds like he's on the verge of tears in this clip I'm about to play where he's asked about VP Harris. But he called her real garbage in that last clip after lying and saying that he wants to be nice. We know for a fact that he loves being nasty. He loves throwing insults at his political opponents. I mean, hell, this is a man whose claim to fame was coming up with nicknames. Before that, his claim to fame was saying Obama wasn't born in America. That is just a racist conspiracy theory. But he is now calling Kamala Lion Kamala. Honestly, I think Crooked Kamala has a better ring to it. I mean, I don't know why I'm giving them advice. Maybe he can't use the word crooked after saying Crooked Hillary, Crooked Joe, but Crooked Kamala does have a better ring to it than Lion Kamala. But I digress. Watch this next clip of Donald Trump losing his mind when he's asked straight up about Kamala. Watch.
Can America survive a Kamala Harris presidency?
No. And she also wants to defund the police, and she really wants to do it more than any other person. She's the most radical person probably that we've had in office, let alone the office of the presidency. She was a horrible campaigner when she ran. You know, she ran against Biden. And I thought he was terrible, but she was terrible. She was horrible.
Trump's limited vocabulary is really put on display when he's angry and acting like a kindergartner. The only words he knows are horrible, terrible. She's really horrible. She's even more horrible than Joe Biden. She's radical. All of those things are lies. He also said she wants to defund the police. She wants to defund the police more than anybody else wants to defund the police. Number one, who speaks like that? Can you stop speaking like that? But number two, Kamala Harris does not want to defund the police. At most, she wants to redistribute funds so that police get more training. They are held more accountable. They have yearly psychological evaluations. These are things that all Republicans should agree with. I have talked to my Republican friends and said, hey, do you think it would be a worthy investment to make sure police have better psychological evaluations or more frequent psychological evaluations so we know that they're not slowly losing their minds? They say, yeah, that makes total sense. But Donald Trump is now trying to paint this as her being a radical, defund the police, far left person. But we need to make sure that we are pushing back against this narrative, pushing back against the lies, because Lord knows that CNN is not doing it effectively nowadays. So we need to get the message out there. If you hear people talking about Kamala being far left, say, hey, she's pretty center left. Yeah, she passed progressive legislation, but how can she be a far left person who wants to defund the police while simultaneously being somebody who is a prosecutor that threw people in jail? Donald Trump can't even keep his lies straight. Those are just two conflicting stances, that Kamala Harris is so radical. She doesn't want there to be any jails, any police officers, but then again, she loves to just throw people in jail who don't deserve to be in jail. Donald Trump is just an idiot, and he shows it every single day. But VP Harris is currently speaking in Houston, so I'd like to feature a little bit of her speech. We've been talking about Donald Trump the entire time, so here you go.
Including for teachers, but there is more that we must do. President Joe Biden and I promised to sign the PRO Act into law, and I promise you I will keep that promise. Because when workers join together and demand what is fair, everyone is better off. Understand, and I say this everywhere I go, understand, you may not be a union member, but you should thank unions, and I'm looking to the cameras in the back of the room. Not them, but the people who might be watching. You may not be a union member, but thank unions for the 5-day work week. For the 8-hour workday. Thank unions for sick leave and paid family leave and vacation time.
Listen to these far-left radical ideas that Donald Trump would call them far-left radical ideas, like paid sick leave, like 5-day work weeks, or 8-hour workdays rather than 16-hour workdays. These radical ideas like, hey, maybe 14-year-olds shouldn't be working in mines. So radical.
Because the fact is, unions helped build America's middle class. And when unions are strong, America is strong.
She is absolutely killing it. Leave a like on the video if you agree. Make sure you comment a blue heart, hit the subscribe button. Most importantly, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.
All right. So what do you all have to say about all of that? At the end of the day, we have two liars. Okay, we have two liars. Both of them just lie, and I don't know why liars lie. So at the end of the day, like I said, this country is in a whole bunch of mess. Pearlie says, "What are they gonna do for my people?" Oh yeah, nothing specific, please. Okay. With that all being said, Raphael says, "I'm voting for whoever's giving reparations." I know that's right. Pearlie said, "Exactly, Queen." Okay. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Mr. Elevation said, "Which is called slavery." Okay. Tana said, "Thanks for destroying thank unions for destroying industries." Okay, all crazy. But now let's get into this next story where this therapist was supposedly just doing all sorts of nefarious things, mad because they got dumped. Okay, likes up, everyone. Please like and share.
Woman claims her therapist turned lover nearly killed her when she tried to break things off.
She says he broke into her apartment and pulled a gun on her. ABC 13's Alex Bazargian is live after speaking to her about the traumatic experience. Alex?
Jaya Scales says Thaddeus Thornton was counseling her young son through an ADHD diagnosis. She says he then encouraged her to seek help. She says after their sessions, he would make passes at her, and that's when they became intimate. But she said Tolbert was never violent, not until she tried to walk away from the relationship. When she did that, she says she ended up bruised and battered.
How did I get here?
It's a question Jaya Scales has been asking herself since April. That's when she found herself ending a relationship with her therapist turned lover.
He was sitting on the couch. I was sitting at his desk. We were talking, and I just said, "Hey, I just don't want to continue this, relationship with you." And he snapped.
Thaddeus Tolbert, who Scales says is 6'5" and roughly 350 pounds, allegedly pushed her up against a wall. Then she says he pulled a gun out of his waistband and placed it on the table. All of this taking place at his former office on the Southwest Freeway. Court documents say the two were interrupted and Scales escaped.
Thaddeus Tolbert.
It was what happened later that afternoon that landed the licensed therapist in court.
In this case, the complainant stated the defendant started to choke her out and kissed her while doing so.
Over time, Scales grew suspicious of Tolbert and believed he was seeing another woman, and that woman had a child on the way. She says it's what prompted Tolbert to return the same day and bust into her apartment. Scales says he was armed and angry.
He pulled out his gun to put it to my head. I pushed it down and he hit it back up so it hit me when he came back up. And then I was just begging him please just leave. Please just leave. Do anything. You can just leave. And he was like, "You know what? I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill us. I'm going to kill us both."
Scales says she and Tolbert had a brief struggle over her phone and then he left. He was later charged with aggravated assault and burglary of a habitation. Now in a state of reflection, Scales feels ashamed but compelled to speak out.
I was really caught off guard. I didn't think someone like this could be so capable of this because he's a mental health professional, because he's a therapist, because he's active in the community. As embarrassed as I am now, I have to do something because I could have died in here with my child.
Scales feeling like Tolbert intended to manipulate her all along, but she's trading in the word victim for survivor.
I feel like after initial guilt, after blaming myself, I want to hold him accountable.
I did speak with Tolbert's defense attorney. He says his client maintains his innocence and they look forward to presenting their case. As far as Tolbert being a practicing therapist here in Texas, it says his license is still active. We did reach out to find out if he's able to see patients, but we haven't.
Okay, at the end of the day, that sounds nefarious. And another thing is some of these therapists need to be seeing a therapist. Please pay attention. Okay, how does that even make a bit of sense? Okay, isn't it all crazy? All right. Somebody said physical therapy. Okay, what kind of talking were y'all doing? Now I have questions, says Mr. Elevation. Okay, Southwest Houston, Texas says a lot of therapists have issues. I believe it. DJ Big Six said, be careful out there. Okay, this is all crazy. So my question is, what are y'all going to do about this election? You have people out here telling lies, just saying whatever. Then there's rumors about crowd sizes being manipulated and all of this. I don't know if they actually are. Then you have one person, he was smashed, says Raphael. Okay. Then you have one person stealing another person's ideas and really not giving up too much of their policy or issues. Okay. And just basically a bunch of going back and forth. I'm going to tell y'all like this. I cannot wait for September the 10th. Okay. To hear what's said during this debate. So Christopher said no reparations, no vote. Okay. I don't blame you. All right. So DJ Big Six said, I'm voting for you, Queen. Thank you, beloved. All right. Pearlie said absolutely nothing, Queen. Sophie said, Queen, I'm getting ready with my popcorn. Honey, me too. This is all nefarious. Okay, please pay attention. Now, listen to this next story. Because this Ethiopian, I guess she's a doctor. I don't know. But she was going in on these black folk and called them the N-word. Okay, please pay attention.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. You are on Kessos. Who knows what the heck you doing?
You right.
Kessos,
you right.
You right. You are in. You
right.
People ask, look at you.
You right.
Go get your ass and get yourself a job.
You right.
Ugly ass. You get out of the boat, you ugly slave.
Talking about you talking about a prostitute bitch. You got some motherfucking booties with some tap dance too.
You are a slave. Get the fuck out of my place. You are a slave. Look at you, a dog. A dog, you living on Kessos, living on people's tax money and coming here and giving
you
people.
man.
Get your ass out and go get yourself a
your
job.
ass.
You bitch. All of you guys, you are a bitch, okay?
You bitch.
Yeah.
All of you guys, you bitch.
Ooh, honey, did y'all hear it? She said, you bitch. And then she called him a slave. How insulting, honey. I just want y'all to pay attention. Now, somebody said she was Somalian, but that clearly looks like an Ethiopian to me, okay? I just want y'all to pay attention to how she was talking. And then you're working at a medical facility, you're working at a doctor's office. I think she is the doctor. And you see they had her information, okay? She's been called out. Now people have her information and she's been reported. And then she's sitting there talking about using up taxpayer dollars as she was speaking about his medical insurance, which maybe was Medicaid or something of the sort. But at the end of the day, breaking all sorts of HIPAA laws. I find it all so nefarious. Okay. Odd Negroes official said clearly she needs to be fired. Yes. Oh, really says very negative attitude. Alice says, yes, I saw that in their offices. DJ Big Six said, I don't trust them. Honey, I don't need that either after hearing that. Okay. I mean, that's just absolutely uncalled for. Now, whatever he did, if he in fact did anything to upset her, she should have been acting more professional because she's the one at work. At the end of the day, you don't just act like a whole fool and then start disparaging people. And she said, all of y'all were slaves, or all of you are Negroes, or whatever she said. So that leads me to think that she's talking about all African Americans or all Black people. Okay. So at the end of the day, yeah, I'm very offended. All right. So I hope she gets dealt with. I hope they fire her behind now that her information has been found and, broadcast on the internet. So anyway, likes up, everyone. Please don't forget to like and share. Now let's talk about these thugs who robbed these men at a hotel. Likes up.
Group walking inside the hotel room. Then 3 armed men come in and police say threatened to kill other men. Seconds later, one of the women starts recording the men getting robbed. Apple Watches and shoes were stolen from both victims.
You can't walk around being safe. Like, you have to have a gun. And if they see you without it, they look at you like a target.
We went to the hotel's management office for answers on their security policy. We spoke to the manager on the phone.
I was off. It was on Saturday. You would have to speak with my boss about that, not me.
We spoke to a woman staying at the hotel about her concerns with security. She did not want to be on camera to protect her identity.
They have security here at night, though, but that's the thing. I don't, like, half the time they're here, half the time they're not. And this gate right there is broken.
Okay, all crazy at the end of the day. But I want you all to pay attention because they say that, hold on. In the trial of Young Thug and YSL, Woody said that he lied and made all that stuff up and pretty much told police whatever. Okay, saying that he basically lied to keep himself out of trouble. So let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Let me see if I can find this footage. Here it is. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. I don't recall. Okay, this is what it says. I don't recall. Young Thug witness returns to stand with familiar refrain. Okay, so I'm going to go to the footage. Woody said he's just not telling the truth. That's what he's saying. He said he made it all up. Please pay attention.
Hey, man, give me something about Thug. Shit, I'm about to make something up about him again.
On January 11, 2015, when you went to speak to the police, when they called you, did they ask you about Thug or did they ask you about the murder of Donovan Thomas?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Did you go down to the police department on your own to tell them that you did not kill Donovan Thomas?
Did I go on my own?
Did you walk into the police department by yourself to tell them on the morning of January 11, 2015, that you did not kill Donovan Thomas?
I don't recall.
Okay. So you don't recall going to the police or you don't recall why?
I don't recall none of that. Right. I just know that every time the police was after me, trying to get me, they kept bringing his name up. And I knew that they had me what I had, so I was like, yeah, whatever y'all want me to say, I would say it. That's what I told Gaither and Dennis, and that's why they kept coming after me, because they felt like, okay, they can make a case out to him or whatever they trying to do. So they knew that, okay, we gonna get Woody today, he gonna have something to say about Thug, and it's wrong. And y'all are wrong because y'all know that I'm full of shit. And y'all keep trying to drag me in here to bring up bullshit that y'all know I don't say it. Why is y'all doing it? Leave me alone. If y'all gonna charge me for what I did, I don't did the time for the crimes y'all caught me for.
Okay. Would you mind your language while we're sitting here in court?
I'm trying to. Y'all need to give me a break because my blood pressure is real high. I keep telling y'all, leave me alone.
Okay. And the quicker we get through this, the quicker we can leave you alone. Do you understand?
Okay, I don't recall.
Okay. Going back to January 11th, 2015.
I don't recall.
Can I finish the
Wait
question?
and listen to the question first.
When you went to the Atlanta Police Department, Detective Thorpe didn't ask you about Thug. You brought up Thug. Do you recall that?
I did.
You did. Okay. So let's continue. During your meeting with Detective Thorpe, when you went down to the police department, did you tell him about the beef that you were having with Shell Cal?
Am I here to tell the truth or to remember my lies?
I want you to tell the truth.
But you keep going to my lies, though.
That's what you... Back in 2015, did you tell Detective Thor that this was a lie?
I done told the police whatever. Listen, when they get me, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to try to tell them whatever I can to finesse my way out of whatever situation that I'm in.
Okay. And it's only now in 2024 that you're saying that everything you said in 2015 is a lie. Is that correct?
Because I went to the feds. Y'all didn't let me out of jail till what, four years later? So if I was telling the truth then, why it took y'all so many years to try to say, okay, he was being honest or whatever the case is? If I was telling the truth, y'all would have made any case back then. Y'all knew I was lying. Y'all put me in jail. I go do my time. I get out of jail, try to get my life together. Y'all trying to drag me back into the lies that I done made. Y'all, what's up?
Can I ask you this? In 2021, when you interviewed with Investigator Viverito after you got out of prison, did you tell her that everything you said back in 2015 was the truth, but we as a state didn't believe you back then?
So my thing is, right? I went to jail. So the lies that I was telling, they didn't go for it. Y'all didn't go for it. Whoever didn't go for it. So I went to jail, did my time for it, right? And then y'all got me again. So guess what they say? Well, we're going to bring up the name again. And guess what I'm going to do? Try to finesse my way out of it again because y'all ain't touching for the lies I done told them on them in the past. So guess what? It ain't nothing to put the blame on Thug for what I did. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to blame him for...
And I
don't recall.
Okay, and let me ask you this. You keep talking about Thug, but were you asked about other individuals as well? During all these interviews, were you asked about Shannon?
And I'm going to put the blame on him.
Okay, were you asked about Demekion Garlington?
I'm going to put the blame on him.
Were you asked about Quindarius Zachary?
I'm going to put the blame on everybody but myself.
Okay, and during this time, did all the police, every time you spoke to someone, did they tell you that they are going to have to verify what you said?
And did they?
My question
have one answer the question that she asked you.
Did they tell you that we had to verify everything that you said?
I don't recall.
Okay. And when they told you they had to verify what you said, you continued to talk to the police?
Because with the knowledge that I have, it's nothing to trick the police.
But if they had to verify what you said, they had to make sure that what you said was true. How could you trick the police?
Easy.
Overruled.
How could you trick the police?
Easy.
How?
I can't tell you that.
Okay. Were you aware that the things that you talked about were verified?
I mean, no. Hey, man, give me something about Thug. Shit, I'm about to make something up about him again.
On January 11, 2015, when you...
Oh, forgot I was muted. He's sitting there blatantly saying that he lied and made all this stuff up. So whether he was telling the truth at the time or not, now what he's done is he's made it, I'm going to say impossible for them to give him any credibility. Okay, there's no credence to anything he says after this. I mean, he clearly is annoyed, bothered, and doesn't want to, be up there talking. So I don't know if he told the truth back in 2015 or not, but he's saying he lied, and then he says he can't recall. So, I mean, he's an unreliable witness. Okay, he's also a hostile witness. So they just need to let him go on somewhere, honey, because he's not telling the truth. Okay, DJ Big Six said he's an unalived man walking. Okay, Sarah said he definitely didn't finish school. AJ Matthews said he's getting my vote. On purpose said maybe he's outsmarting them. Miss AP said he says I'm done. Okay, Gemini 605 said this is some kangaroo court mess. I mean, it sounds like it. It sounds like it. This is all crazy as far as I'm concerned. Now, so basically, it says Kenneth Woody Copeland, the state's key witness, is in the ongoing case key witness in the ongoing case against Atlanta rapper Young Thug and 5 others, agreed to continue his testimony Monday as the longest trial in Georgia's history resumed. Copeland was told to choose between retaking the stand and testifying or sitting in jail until the trial is over. All right, a reluctant Copeland eventually said after being asked repeatedly by Judge Paige Reese Whitaker whether he planned to testify. Copeland, who wore a gray striped suit and tie, told Whitaker that he felt pressured from the get-go to testify in the case. "I'm tired of y'all bothering me," he says. Now, Copeland took to social media while waiting to be called into the courtroom Monday morning, drinking water in his suit and tie during an Instagram live stream. Back on the stand, he continued avoiding questions just like he did the first time he testified in June. He said, "I don't recall what happened that many years ago." Now, defense attorney Doug Weinstein renewed his motion for mistrial, alleging that Copeland was coerced into testifying by the former presiding judge, Uriel Glanville, but Whitaker quickly denied it. Monday marked the first time the jurors had been in the court since June 17th. Now, they had gone on hiatus. Now, at that time, Glanville was in the helm, but he was removed from the case last month over his handling of a recusal motion that stemmed from a secret June 10th meeting that he held with Copeland and the prosecution team. So Whitaker on Monday introduced herself to the jurors and said they were not to concern yourself with the fact that there's a new judge on the bench. Now, since he agreed to testify, jurors were instructed to disregard several days of Copeland's testimony starting from June the 12th at 3 p.m. That was when Glanville was first asked to step in. Okay, now, asked whether any of the jurors would have a problem putting portions of Copeland's testimony out of their minds, none of them stood up. Now, a frustrated Copeland also went on tangents, answering dozens of times with "I don't recall," and telling prosecutors that he lied constantly to the police in an effort to keep himself out of trouble. Okay, am I here to tell the truth or remember my lies? That's what took me out. He said he threw Young Thug's name around in police interviews just to get himself off the hook. In my mind, I knew the police would never go mess with him. It was easy for me to try to throw the blame off on him. So he became visibly irritated, telling prosecutors that they were trying to put people's lives in my hands, and repeating that he didn't want to be on the stand. "Leave me alone. Y'all are pissing me off." That's what he said. He said, "Leave me alone. Y'all are pissing me off at this point." Okay, also nefarious. Okay, also nefarious. What do y'all have to say about any of it? Likes up, everyone, please like and share. So anyway, let's continue. AJ Matthews said, "That's a cold line though." Okay. So now let's talk about Steph Curry's mother and his wife, Aisha. They were supposedly harassed by Paris police, and they said that Steph Curry's mom went off. Okay. Mr. Elevation said, "Woody, be more specific, please." This is all crazy. Okay, likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Here we go.
J'ai pas touché, I go to the baby, okay? Oui, mais en passant par la place. You will not sleep well. Come on, stop saying my name. How about help us? How about help us? How about that? We're going here.
No, now, please.
It's right there where all those people are on that side. We were over there.
Il y a même des autorités corrompues. Voilà.
Look, all they won't let us go back over there where we came from. They won't let the driver come here, and they won't let us go back over there. And then they told us we couldn't go back over there to come here and go here and there. Now they're stopping us.
Le secteur est
Well, I was.
C'est dans 10 minutes, donc voilà. Il y en a pour 5 minutes maximum.
And you don't see that.
C'est sûr que c'était violent. C'est ça le problème. Et on est vraiment désolé pour ça. Je vois qu'il n'y a pas de souci, pas de stress.
Let us get to our car. That's it.
That car is on the other side of the street.
Yes. And I was trying to walk.
So even after him hitting the baby in the head, there's still nothing y'all can do to get them out of here?
I'm not touching you. I'm just saying, just put it down. That's invasion of privacy, bro.
Can you move, please? No.
Can you stop? Can you stop?
Don't touch a baby.
These people are something else, honey. So one of them supposedly hit the baby in the head. And then they're sitting up there talking about they apologize and this, that, and the third. This is all crazy. Okay, I really said jealous people shaking my head. Exactly. At the end of the day, honey, the police be tripping on black folk anywhere you go in this world, okay? Queen, the streets are saying a lot. A lot of melanated people are being mistreated in Paris, allegedly. I believe it. I mean, just look how they're carrying on. This is all ridiculous. Okay, this is just all ridiculous at the end of the day. And then how to hit the baby in the head? Like, make that make sense. The police should have locked up the police, as far as I'm concerned. She has that baby in a bad situation, says Gemini. What the H are they saying, says Sweet D? Don't rebuke the cops in the name of Jesus now, says Raphael. I know that's right, honey, police. Okay, that may not work out well. So with that all been said, let's get to this last story so I can be up out of here, because y'all know I have to be back at 6:15 on the spiritual channel. So this last story, this is a video of Jonathan Majors getting so emotional, extremely emotional, when he's professing his love for Megan Good. And I don't know why people be hating on them at the end of the day. Y'all need to leave them alone, because this is black love at its finest as far as I'm concerned. And I don't care what y'all say. I like them together. Please pay attention. Now I'm going to put my overlay up here because I don't want any smoke. And let me just add a little bit of background music to be on the safe side, because y'all know how ScrewTube be hating on the queen. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. Hold on. Okay, here we go. All right, let's get into it.
I love you. I love you beyond all limit. With all my strength. With all my heart, I love you. I'm supposed to be this tough and strong when you done carried me so many nights. I love you. Through the fire.
All right, y'all heard what the man said. Don't hate. Hold on, let me get my little overlay off myself. I mean, don't hate the players, hate the game. Because I know some of y'all probably like, oh, now he's with Megan Good and this and that. Let me tell y'all something. They, to me, are the epitome of black love. I don't care what nobody says. Okay? They're a beautiful couple.
Every time we finish sex day, my kick, the words, my favorite. Can't even only been right say. It's like an earthquake, I'm calling you out. Create a constant, just get it from the back. Such a nice place, just a more for all. Marching on, Queen Royals, we own the throne. Through highs and lows, we stand.
All right, so y'all saw that, okay? Honey 69 said they were probably friends before and she stood by him through all that mess. Let me tell you something, honey. I think and have always thought that Megan is the woman who was texting him on the night that crazy girl Grace Jabari got all mad and upset, okay, and started trying to fight and attack him, okay, leading to the demise of his career, as it were. That's what I think. I think Megan is the one who was texting him, talking about kissing him or something like that. I think that he was already messing around with Megan, and if that is true, this is all alleged, this is just my opinion, but if that's true, then that would likely explain why Megan was with him so soon after the breakup between him and Grace Jabari, and also why she's standing by her man, okay? As she should. As she should. They look lovely together. All right. They look lovely together. AJ Matthews said, I really miss that feeling. Honey, I don't. I have that feeling every weekend specifically. All right. Please pay attention. Okay. So, with that all been said, Odd Negroes official said Megan is hot. Yes, Megan is beautiful, honey. She is absolutely beautiful. Okay, yep, beautiful couple, absolutely. DJ Big Six said glory. Okay, O really said she deserved his love. Absolutely. Okay. All Hell No said run from whole milk to be saved by chocolate milk. Y'all are so nefarious. Okay, let me get out of here. Courtney J said tell it, Queen. Okay, listen. Probably said LOL, Queen. Y'all are something else. AJ Matthews said been divorced for 2 years. I'm sorry to hear that, beloved. I'm sorry to hear that. Now, y'all know I love me some y'all, but I've got to go. I'm up out of here. Okay. And then Juju said a whole mess. So y'all talking about me. Sandra said screaming. Juju said love you to life, but I love you too. And listen, honey, me and my boo thing have been married since the 90s. Okay. Common law marriage. That's when common law was legal. I want y'all to pay attention, honey. Please pay attention. Okay. So that all be okay. Takoa said Hebrew love. Exactly. Lady E said, go ahead, Queen. All right. Anyway, listen, I love y'all to life. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Hit him with that flavor. All in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. That's See right. A bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me?